Hi guys, it's Nancy, and again trying a new setup here at the new house. And we have the new May Pink and Main release for May. So let's get into it. So I am using the May foilables foil subscription release, which is the shattered gold cheer foil. So you saw that at the beginning of the month. Don't forget the code Nancy25 with any purchase is going to get you the free foilables, which are the raindrops. Okay, so just want to remind you of that. The foilables of the month subscription was Cute as a Bug foilable sheets. I made a cute little card. So if you got the foilables of the month, there was some cute sentiments that went with that. So that video I already showed you guys, that was already released. But if you didn't want the foil subscription of the month, you can now purchase these separately. Okay. Now for the new release, they are very cute strawberries, you guys. I love, love, love this. So we have these cute florals. So this one is called Fun Flowers. And of course, high quality printed designs. You have the florals that you can do, and then you have the negative, which is the background, okay? So anything that is printed in black toner that you see here is going to be foiled, or you have the background. So you get 8 designs, 4 of each. And that is item PMF 326, Fun Flowers, okay? Then we have these fun strawberries. These are called strawberries PMF 324. Same thing. Either you're going to get the strawberries or you're going to get the backgrounds. 4 of each design, so you get 8 of those. Or this beautiful basket of strawberries. I think we're going to color these in. Strawberry basket PMF 325. And you can see how big and beautiful that basket is. And you're getting 8 of those designs. But the fun is this berries backgrounds foilable sheets. Let me open this up for you. I'm pretty sure there is probably a stencil that goes with this. Did I get the stencil? Hold on. I'm not seeing it in my stash here, so maybe I didn't get the stencil this time. Here is the cute little card that I made with the foilable subscription. All right, so this is berry backgrounds, foilable sheets. And you are going to get with this 2 sheets of these beautiful background ombre foilables. Oh, they're already colored. So there is not a stencil. That is, wow. I don't want to foil this. It's already colored. How do you foil over that? It's already colored. I don't want to foil this. I just want to cut this and make it into a card. That is really pretty. Okay. And then this is the outline that you would foil and then color. Then this is the negative. So everything in black is foiled that you would foil. And then this is not foiled. And then the background's not foiled. So I don't want to foil this. You would just cut this. I don't think you should foil that, to be honest with you. Okay, so it's already colored for you. That is really cool. All right, but I want to do the basket today because it's too pretty. I know you guys want to see this. This is item number PMF 322, berries background, as always with Pink and Main, high quality foilable sheets, high quality toner sheets. Don't forget to pick up your little dusty brush. all of the instructions are printed for you. If you don't have a beautiful pink and main mini Minc, you definitely want to get that for high quality toner foiling, because it does make your life easier. It has 5 different settings for foiling, plus it gives you pressure. Believe me, not all foiling machines are created equal. Not all foil is created equal. They give you 6 1/4 inches by 25 feet of foil. This foil is going to last you a very long time, but they make sure that their toner printed designs are going to be high quality. It's going to work very well. Even if you are trying to do this on a laminator, believe me, not all laminators are created equal. I preach that. When I was doing this video, I had just moved into my house. I'd only been in my house for a week, and I hadn't unpacked my pink Minc. And I had to use my Gina K fuse, and it worked beautifully with my Gina K fuse. But some of you guys, you know, don't have the luxury of having a mini Minc or a full-size Minc or Gina K fuse. And if you have to use a laminator, please let your laminator heat up for 30 minutes. But not all laminators work. But the instructions tell you let your laminator heat up for 30 minutes. Try it. But I can tell you, not all laminators are created equal. You definitely want to invest in one of these beautiful pink Mincs. Obviously, you can tell my favorite color. Look at the nails. It matches perfectly. But you're going to get the best results with a pink Minc or a foiling machine. And not all foiling machines are created equal. There are other machines out there that have the Minc name that don't work the same. Okay. But I want to foil and color in one of these guys. I'm going to zoom in. I have to step up on a step stool to zoom in because my camera is much higher now. Actually, that doesn't look too bad. Let me zoom here. Zoomy zoom. Okay, that's pretty good. And I think I'm going to color these in with some watercolor markers. I have my little zig markers and a little pouch here. We're going to do this pretty easily. And these are all available for you guys over at Pink and Main. And again, just use code Nancy25 and you'll get that free raindrops foilables. And I'm just going to use a variety of simple, easy to use watercolor markers here. Nothing too complicated. You could also use color pencils. You use whatever you have at your disposal. Some blending markers. Variety of different colors here. Some green. Some reds. I guess I need some brown for my basket. Maybe a little bit of light gray for the shadow. And I'm going to color with these watercolor markers and then foil. When you're using watercolors, you can foil then color or color then foil. Doesn't really matter with these. I don't recommend pigment inks because they can sometimes dull the foil. And I don't recommend alcohol inks because they can also alter the colors of your foils. So just be careful what kind of medium you choose to color with when you're foiling. because it can alter your foil or change the colors of your foil. So just, you'll have to experiment. But I do recommend color pencils or watercolor markers. Water-based, I should say. Water-based markers or dye-based markers. Okay, I think I have enough here to get started. And I'm going to go with a lighter color brown. And I like to color on my glass mat. That's a really light brown. This is 064. It's a Zig Clean Color Brush Oatmeal. I might go direct because this is such a light color brown. I think I might go direct to... And this is just a blender brush. Yeah, I might go direct to paper with that because that's such a light color. And this paper is so smooth because you want the smoothest paper when you are using foil. Okay, the smoother, the more porous, or the more smooth the paper is, the more the foil is going to stick to it. And that's why Pink and Main makes the highest quality foilables. Okay, this is such a light color. I'm just going to go direct into my basket here. There's a little bit of shadow here with this lighting. I'm still working on getting my lighting set up here. I do have an overhead light, but there's a little bit of a glare with that one. Oh, you know what? Let me take this bracelet off because I know there's a little bit of clanging. A little bit of clanging there. This is so fun, just doing the strawberries. And you don't have to foil this. That's the one thing I like about the Pink and Main is it's a nice, thick, high quality paper without being too thick that you can't foil it. There are a lot of companies out there that they use a thick, porous paper that does not foil very well. And Pink and Main's paper foils well, but you don't have to foil it. You can just color it, but it foils excellent. Very excellent for foiling, but you decide what you want to do with it. And I like it because you guys know I don't really like to color too much, but their designs are nice and easy to color. So doing a little bit of oatmeal here, but it's so smooth. It's very easy to color over. Then I'm going to go on with this. This is an Ultra New brush marker to add a little bit of depth and shadow here. I don't really have to because the artist that they used to design these already had some of that. I don't need that a lot here. And then just going to go back in with my little blender marker. Again, because this paper is so smooth, I can go in and blend those colors pretty seamlessly. Normally, I go in on my glass mat, you guys know, and pick up that color. But because this paper is so smooth, I have plenty of time to go in there and blend these colors. And it doesn't pill the paper. Not going to hurt anything with the foiling either. Now, if you really want to take your time and get like a really nice blend, then I would suggest using color pencils. I'm doing very quick coloring here. Just laying down some colors. Okay, now I'm going to go in and do my strawberries. So I'm going in with some greens here. This is Jane Davenport seaweed, which are very similar to the Altenew markers. Ooh, this one's super juicy. Way too juicy. I gotta switch that up. Zig light green. I like these because they're fine tipped. I can get into all little spaces. But any water-based markers you have will work. Tombow markers, Crayola markers. You don't need anything fancy. But if you have fancy markers, they'll work. The Corrine markers will work. Whatever you have, use it. I'm not being super precise here. I'm just laying down color. I'm just using the fine tips of this marker to get that green in there. If you want to switch it up, I do have a little bit of darker green in here somewhere, or lighter green. There we go. Here's some olive green. Okay, and then all that's left are the strawberries. Now, I want to make sure they're not too super bright, or too super red. So I am going to start with these off to the side here. I have Altenews, Crimson. That doesn't look too bad. And then I have Lobster from Jane Davenport. It doesn't look too bad either, but I'll start to the side because I don't want to mess up with red. And then where's my blender pen? And remember, dye-based inks go in and dye the paper, so they're pretty easy to use. Same thing with the color pencils. Pigment inks stay on top of the paper. So I warn you against pigment inks because they alter the color of the foil. They could cause the foil to stick in places you don't want the foil. So that's why I advise not to use pigment inks. Okay, so do not use distress oxide inks. Color pencils are okay. Dye-based markers are okay. Dye-based inks are okay. So if you wanted to ink smush on here and then pick it up, you could do that. That's a great technique to use. But do not use alcohol inks for the same reason. Alcohol inks will alter the color of your foils. Unless that's what you're looking to do. Maybe you don't like the color of your foil and you want to change the color of your foil. But for the most part, if you want your colors to stay pretty true on your foil, then you want to stay with a dye-based marker. Water-based marker. Okay, you get the gist of what I'm doing here. Okay. And this goes pretty quick because this paper is so smooth. It just soaks that color right in. And again, you can go direct to paper. You don't have to go on the glass mat like I'm doing. In fact, I might do that just to speed this along here. I'll just do a couple more like this and then go in and go direct to paper. And that'll also give us different hues of red because you can see the red is a lot lighter doing it this way. And when I go direct to paper, it'll be a lot darker. Okay, I think my strawberries are all colored pretty nicely there. I got some nice hues of color. Okay, and now it's just a matter of what color foil. And I think I'm going to stick with the gold. Let's stick with the gold. And don't forget your cute little Pink and Main foil dusting brush. And we want to dust the back of our foil, which is the silver part, and dust our image. Okay. Let's grab one of our little carrier sheets. And we want to make sure that that is all, I think it's almost dry. It's not completely dry yet. The marker is still a little wet there. So if it's wet, the foil is going to stick to it. So we want to make sure that is completely dry. While we're waiting for that to dry, let me grab one of these floral images. Let's grab a different color foil. How about the Pink and Main? Lots of love which is basically pink hearts, while we wait for that other one to dry. So you always want to put the folded side at the top and the shortest side of your design at the top, okay? So what I mean by that is shortest side at the top, not the longest side. In other words, not this way, okay? You want the shortest side of your design along the folded part of your carrier sheet, okay? And that's because as the rollers are pressing down, we want it to press down and go shortest side along. We want it to be short folded side. And as you put this through your machine, you want to hold your carrier sheet, make sure it is in the center, and I hold that and make sure that it is going through nice and evenly until it comes out the back. You don't want to leave your machine unsupervised, because that's how carrier sheets get eaten in the machine. And you want to have several extra carrier sheets on hand. The carrier sheets are not laminating sheets. Laminating sheets have adhesive built into them. These do not have any adhesive built into them. And you can hear that's pretty thick paper. It's not like super thick like cardstock, but it's a pretty hefty weight paper. Okay, I think we're mostly dry enough here that I can try to run that through. Dusty, dusty. Again, the shortest side faces the folded side, and the folded side always goes in first. And I'm going to hold that as it goes through. And I have my machine on 3. And if you're using the Gina K machine, you want to use the same settings, okay? The difference between this and the Gina K Fuse machine is I call them fraternal twins. They look a little different on the outside, but they're the same on the inside. Okay, and you'll notice I let this cool down. I don't want to reveal this until it is nice and cool. Okay, and then we're going to slowly peel that foil off. And look at perfect foiling. Beautiful. Okay, same thing. We're going to let this cool down before we reveal it. We want good adhesion, so we want to let that foil cool. Look at how gorgeous that looks. Nice little basket. And all my little red strawberries. Even the seeds are gold. And this is where it's nice to have black foil, because if you wanted all that detail to come out, you could have done that in black. We have all of that detail here. Now we have a golden basket of strawberries, okay? And this is where toner sheets come in. So in the packet, so we have these 2 beautiful designs here, but we have 2 beautiful pieces of foil. And people say, well, what do you do with that foil? So if you get this packet of Barry's Background foilable sheets, you have these ombre sheets here, okay? And this is where these come in handy, because you can take these leftover foil sheets. Look at how beautiful that would come out if you foil that. You have this beautiful basket of gold that you can put this on now, okay? That's a little hard to see, but look at this. Now we have those florals. Might look better on this one. And that's where toner sheets come into play, okay? And it's very interesting because these are solid. So when you put the foil on here, that whole thing is going to be foiled. So let me grab some colored foils here and see how these look out. So for example, let's do this in like maybe an ombre foil or a red foil. I'll be right back. Let me see what we have here. Okay, so Pink and Main has so many beautiful foils. It's very difficult to decide which ones to use. And they come in these beautiful boxes that you can store them in. But just for example, I know everybody's thinking, oh, we'll just grab red foil. Well, I don't want to grab just red foil. But here is ombre pastel foil, which you guys see me use a few times before. Let me cut this panel down. And I'm just cutting that at 4 1/4. Same rules apply when foiling these panels. We are going to dusty. You want to cut your foil just slightly larger than your panel because the foil sticks, so it's going to shrink a little bit as it sticks to your panel. And we're going to dusty the back side of our foil. Short side goes on the folded side of the carrier sheet. And we put that through. And again, I want to stay around setting 3. Now, if I've been foiling for quite a long time and my machine overheats, then I'm going to lower my heat setting to number 2. Do you know what foil would look really nice on this? I know what foil is going to look really nice on this. So this is the overlaid foil. So this is the shattered clear foil. And this is the only time I would recommend using this, is when you don't want to cover up something beautiful like this, okay? So I'm going to cut this one down to 4 1/4. Because I don't want to cover up this beautiful design, okay? And for this foil is going to cover the whole design. This foil actually sticks to whatever you apply it to. So I'm going to warn you that it will stick to the whole panel. So you want to make sure that you have enough to cover the whole design. And you may even get a little bit of it on your carrier sheet. It's not going to hurt anything, but you may get a little bit on your carrier sheet. So you might even want to use parchment paper or the thermo web. And you don't want to mix up what's the back but it is a clear shattered, but it's going to give this beautiful shattered effect, but we're not going to cover up any of that coloring. That is going to look gorgeous on there. And I didn't dusty because it doesn't matter because it's going to stick to the whole thing. Wait till you see that. That's going to look gorgeous. Let's see how this ombre pastel came out. And this I'm going to rip off quickly because we want to look at that. Oh my gosh, that's gorgeous. I love that. And then again, we have this leftover piece. Now, we take this and we line it up with this. That is going to look awesome. It's another way you can use this. Because we already have the outline and we have this colored piece, I'm going to do that. There's another way we can use these colored pieces. I'm going to line it up precisely though. I've already foiled the outline and I don't want to lose any of that colored. That's going to look really cool. I'm going to cut off the outline because I only want I just want the inside part. So because this whole thing is toner, this should line up. And again, I'm going to dusty this, dusty the back side. And this should stick beautifully. Oh, I missed an edge. Well, it shouldn't stick because that's just white, but I don't want to take any chances. All right, let's see how this looks. That is going to be so cool when that goes through. Okay. All right, let's see how the shattered clear cheer foil looks. And this is essentially a hot foil, you guys, but it's a clear overlay. All right, so we're going to rip this off. Look at that. So cool. So the whole thing has that clear overlay on there. Isn't that pretty? Oh, I love that. It's almost like fruit in a crystal bowl. I love it. Love it. Okay, let's see how this one lines up. We're going to let that cool down. Perfect. Look at that. Oh my gosh, I love it. Love it. Okay, guys. So that is the May release of foilables from Pink and Main. Again, code Nancy25 is going to get you the raindrops release. Let me give you a close-up here again of everything. I love how that came out. That came out really cool. And then this is the Foilable of the Month Club. And you can now purchase these as individual items. So the new foil is Shattered Gold Cheer Foil. It is PMF 305. You can now purchase that. And all of the new foilables are Strawberry Basket. Let's see there. PMF 325 is the code on that. Had fun coloring that. The florals are called Fun Flowers. And the code on that is PMF 326. The sentiments that came with the foilables of the month. I don't see a code on here, so I don't think you can purchase these separately. But the Cute as a Bug foilable sheets are now individual purchase items. If you want to purchase those individually, they are PMF 323 if you want to purchase just those. Okay, and then the strawberries are PMF 324 if you just want to get the strawberries. And then the kit itself is PMF 322. That is called Berries Backgrounds. I had a lot of fun with that. That really surprised me with how cool those were colored and how you can do the outlines and then foil just the outlines. And it comes with those two ombre foilable backgrounds. And then don't forget code Nancy25. Anything you purchase from Pink and Main is going to get you these foilable raindrop sheets. Nancy25. Put that in there. While supplies last. If these sell out, you'll get a different one. So Nancy25 with anything you purchase from Pink and Main. Don't forget your Dusty foiling brush. It's only like $5, guys. It's got these fun gems in it. But that's anything you purchase from Pink and Main. Nancy25 is the code. So hopefully you had fun watching this video. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. And join my foiling group, the Foiling Snobs Club, if you want to learn more about foiling. Subscribe to my videos. Click the little subscribe button down here. Click the thumbs up if you want to learn more about foiling. And if you had fun with me today. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you on the next video. And I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys. Bye-bye.